But that's, I mean, I always remember, you say that the consulting companies, I mean, I remember writing the annual report, as I did for 32, 33 years, an essay in there, I think the very first one that I wrote in 85 when it was, talked about the rise of the consultancies. It was one of the features, and it was rise more about McKinsey than it was Accenture. So it was ever thus. There's probably nothing new. But the holding companies are really challenged. They have the problems of all uncontrolled listed companies. That's companies that are not controlled by management. There's separation between ownership and control. The listed companies that are controlled are Google or Facebook and Amazon or whatever. I think they are much more long-term in their thinking because the management is not worried about being kicked out if they make a short-term mistake. I think the problems that the holding companies have is that in order to make the changes that they have to make, you cannot do it with the microscope of being a public company, or the focus and attention you get from you, from analysts, from journalists, trade journalists, whatever it happens to be, looking, every twitch of the body, or the cadaver, maybe is more the appropriate analogy. But the holding companies really, I think the only way they can deal with the fundamental change that you referred to, and this, it's a mega shift in terms of digital growing at 20 in the US market and traditional being down 3. Do you think that within the holding companies that the cost base of the traditional creative agencies has been reduced by 3% in the first half of the year or the whole of last year? No. And similarly, do you think the digital people are as well provided for and focused on to merit their 20% growth? No. So making that shift in the public, and all the 6 companies, Havas really now is sort of buried inside Vivendi, so it's very difficult to see how Havas is doing. But the other 5 are faced with this big challenge about how do you radically transform, how do you get to one firm, which is the direction they're all going in, but they're just moving at different speeds. You have this extraordinary thing that there's an inverse relationship between the new business success table. So Publicis leads a new business success table. They have the lowest growth rate. They have a negative growth rate. There's clearly some strange things going on. I spoke to 2 heads of the 6 whilst I was here, and both complained bitterly of price cutting and lack of commercial reality by Publicis and WPP, actually. So the interesting thing to me is you're seeing this in a public environment. It can't work. The only way out is you dismember them. That's one route. You break them up. Accenture comes along and pays $15 billion for GroupM, which I think they should do. I really do think that. The more we discuss it, we discussed it here at CS, the more we talk about it, and the more it seems to me that it's a no-brainer for them. They're capped at now, what, $125 billion. It wouldn't be a flea bite, but it's certainly capable, and it will give them such an entry point to their I think they call it their diamond club, the top 200 clients that are all over $100 million. I mean, it would be a real shake-up. But there's dismemberment or go private. What WPP did with Kantar may well be smart, particularly for Bain, because in a private, they've already got rid of the CEO and CFO. They made the change, almost with the not being dry on the contract. So Bain are going to make radical changes. They clearly have a plan. Whether it'll be successful or not, we'll see. But you rarely bet against private equity, and they rarely get it wrong, particularly in low-interest environments. So you either take it private and do the radical restructuring that you need to do, or you dismember. I think that's the route. Then for those in the digital area, tremendous potential and growth. Market growing at 20%, we're growing at 45%, but we're small. $400 million dollars of revenue base is not a big revenue base, but we're growing. We're very ambitious. We have more to come. We just signed an exclusive LOI on another very interesting situation. So we'll see how things go over the next year or so. But we made a very fast start. $1 billion market cap. It was a great success within such a short period of time. I can't remember anybody in the advertising and marketing services, and in the digital industry, yes, but advertising and marketing service business has gone from naught to $1 billion that quickly. You know, we have to capitalize on it, but I think it's full of opportunity as long as we stay focused on those 4 principles and don't waver from that. So the digital, the Holy Trinity, faster, better, cheaper, and last but not least, the unitary structure. And the team is gelling. I mean, several of my colleagues said, you know, we're here at CES, you know, we're five floors underneath here with the S4 suite underneath you. And you know, it's gelling well, but we have to take it at new levels. Conversion at scale is the key issue. You know, that we can convince clients. You know, one of the what I call the 7 sisters said to us here, you know, if client X came to you and said, you know, here's all our business, take it, could we take it? The answer is no. So we have to build the ability to do what we're doing, not on the experimentation, smaller, lower level scale, but on a big scale. And with a new model, that's a natural process. But I think we're well on the way to trying to get there.